At the January 9th Sorghum U in Enid, Oklahoma, Troy Rigel provided a regional market outlook to sorghum producers. Rigel, an Equity Marketing Alliance grain merchandiser, focused on export growth, risk management, and the relative value of milo.
Well, I think the two things that we spent the most time on were exports. Exports are a big part of the milo market today, and so we focused a little bit on export growth, where we see exports going. Some of the things that the risks in what we're seeing in these exports. One of the things that we talked pretty heavily about is that owning nearby milo or milo from last year is probably not a good idea, because our downside risk is pretty substantial compared to what the upside potential is. We see that Australia and Argentina will probably start to bring some milo in after the March, and so we'll probably start to see those markets fall apart. And then the other thing was just talking about the relative values of milo, and that milo is not always just cheaper because of wants to be cheaper. There are feed values, there are economic values for why milo goes cheaper. Where 85% is kind of as low as milo can go, because that's where cattle feeders kick in. But anytime you're over 100%, there's probably not a non-economic reason for it driving that. Whether, like this year, we're seeing China in its unwillingness to bring in GMOs, starting the milo market to a lot higher level. And then we're also, we've seen it before with those kind of issues, but 100% is about as high as you can hope to get. So we gave them some benchmarks to look at as far as where's a good place to work on risk management, what's a good basis level to look at selling, where's a good level to maybe not sell and hold on to grain, and it makes economic sense to do that. We've seen this happen one other time. It happened back about 10, 12 years ago when the GMOs started to become an issue on beans and corn. Europe kind of panicked initially and decided they just a blanket statement they weren't going to bring in GMO products, as well as Japan, a few of those. And so sorghum prices did go substantially higher than corn prices, but it didn't last long. Once a person spends more money for an uneconomic reason, they tend to stop worrying about some of the things that they worried about before. So, milo is always going to be harder to merchandise, and so to say that this is normal and this is what precedent is, it's really tough to do, because there's such a wide variety. I mean, this whole milo basis could go away with a flick of a pen if the Chinese decided that they just didn't want red milo anymore. One of the other things that I talked about was the importance of having a risk management plan. That when you plan it, you know what your insurance is. Utilize your insurance with some of the tools that are available to you to give yourself some solid floors, so when prices, or if prices do fall apart, you're protected on those. But that was kind of the focus of where I came from. The other guys talked more about the economic values and the where exports, how exports works, those kind of things.
For more information, visit hpj.com/sorghumu.